This is yummy. I like it. This was a loose tea. It wasn't like a tea with the bag. Alright, hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Kitty Cat, otherwise known as Catherine Simone, here on YouTube. And I'm back tonight or today, wherever you're at, whatever's going on with your life. I am back with another tea time, story time, bedtime story. Alright, I'm all about my stories. I'm all about the juice. This story is about how I got fired from Papa John's. Yeah, Papa John's. You know, every time I look back at this period in my life, I always ask myself, like, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I work there in the first place? Okay, let me lay the scene for you. Let me paint it out as clear as a picture, okay? I'm a young kitty cat at this point. I was 19. I was in college. I needed a job while I was in school. I went to school in a college town. So everything was geared towards college students. Like, everything stayed open late. Everything was really convenient in terms of distance. Like, everything was just, it was geared towards college students. And the only problem about that was there's 20 or 30,000 college students living in this city. Everyone needs a job. Maybe not everyone, but like the majority of people need a job. Your girl was just like taking whatever was available. I'll never forget that semester. The first job I did was I sold cable door to door. That was fucking bust. And never ever sell anything door to door. It's so dangerous and just not worth it at all. So I stopped doing that, and I was like, okay, I have enough money saved up. So I had a little bit of a cushion, but it was also like, I don't want to wait until the last minute and really need a job and be stressing out over money. Who wants to stress over money, really? I was on Craigslist, and I found this ad for a job to be a pizza delivery driver. And you know what? I thought to myself, well, I love pizza, and I know how to drive. This is never something that I've done before. Why not? Like, you know when you see something, sometimes you just feel compelled. You're like, I should go for this. So that's what I did. I went for it. So I just gave it a shot. Applied. I got a phone call to come and do a job interview. I should have known from the jump this ad for this job was on Craigslist. You know, and Craigslist is, it's kind of a sketchy place. So I should have maybe had a red flag at that point of like, but I didn't. I was like,
yo, I'm a hustler. I need a job. I don't want to be a broke college student.
I show up to the job interview, in my blazer. I'll never forget. It was a gray blazer, my manila envelope, that had my resume in it, my class schedule. I was prepared. I was like, no, this job is mine because I need it, okay? What are we going to call my old boss's name? Let's call her Mallory. We're gonna call her Mallory. We walk into Papa John's. There's a lady she's kneading the dough and like getting the dough ready for the toppings and stuff to get put on it. It's really powdery, very floury. If you've ever done pizza from the scratch point, it's pretty messy. I walk in, I say, hi, I'm Catherine, I'm here, I'm looking for Mallory, I have an interview at such and such a time, and she goes like this. She literally, she's doing the dough, whatever. She literally goes like this, comes around like the counter and shakes her hand with me, and she's like, hi, I'm Mallory. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, hi, I'm Catherine. Nice to meet you. You trying to, present yourself. At that point, I thought it was kind of unprofessional, that she, just, wiped off her pizza dough and just, shook my hand. I was like, okay, whatever. And from that point, I expected for us to go to the back of the store, have an interview in private. No. We had an interview right in the entrance of Papa John's. And if you've ever gone to Papa John's or a Domino's or a place where you go to pick up a pizza, there's not really a lot of available seating. There's literally 2 chairs. There's really not a lot of space. We have our interview literally in the front of the store. She had to break away a couple times to help guests, which I understand. The food industry is crazy. Sometimes you don't have all the people you need and you're just trying to make it work. So I understood that. I got hired on to be a delivery driver. As a delivery driver, it's your responsibility to upkeep your car, make sure your car has gas, make sure that you get your pizza delivered on time. here's the actual standard. If you say, hey, I want a pepperoni large pizza, la 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 la, at 2:05, your pizza should be arriving at 2:35. Does that make sense? It should only take half an hour for your pizza to get to you. So if your pizza ever takes longer than half an hour, something's up. All I had to do in this job was to upkeep my car, keep gas in it, make sure I got the pizza to their house within that 30-minute window, to not forget anything. Like soda, which I always forgot. I had a car that was decent. It was my first car. I had gotten it in high school, so it wasn't a new car by any means. It was definitely an older vehicle that didn't even have a lot of mileage on it. As a pizza delivery driver, that's like all you do is you just drive for hours. I mean, I don't think I was the worst there ever was, but like I got lost on like a consistent basis. I just always got lost. And I was so afraid of everybody who had large dogs, because it's like you show up to the house with a pizza and, you know, there's a dog so excited, and it was just like too much. And there were some neighborhoods that it would be like, okay, it's dark. Like, people don't even put their light on for you to deliver the pizza. It's just, like, scary. You know what I mean? So, as a pizza delivery driver, they give you a little bit of gas money. You know, not a lot. It'd be, like, $5 of gas money or $10 of gas money. You literally drove around the city for, like, you know, a 5-hour shift, or even if it was a weekend, like an 8-hour shift. When you're working all those shifts of, you know, 3 hours here, 5 hours there, 10 hours another day, it really starts to wear and tear on your vehicle. I started to experience car problems to the point where I would be on a run, you know, delivering a pizza, and my car would literally break down on me down the street from the house I'm supposed to deliver to. So it's like, now I'm in an awkward situation because I'm delivering these pizzas on foot because my car is breaking down, and my car had just become unreliable. That I was like not feeling safe in it. I didn't feel comfortable doing the pizza runs. It was enough to get me to work. Like, my car was enough to get me to work. Like, it was only maybe a 10 or 15 minute drive to get me to work. But if I were to be on a long shift, I know my car wouldn't last. Of course, when your car is out of order, Papa John's ain't paying the bill, even though, like, you using your car for their company wrecked the car. They don't cover everything, so I was paying everything out of pocket. In the meantime, I asked Mallory, I said, hey, look, I know that my car is out of order, and I know that I'm a delivery driver, but is there any way that I could help out, work on the inside, help make pizzas, answer the phones, you know, while I figure out my situation and get my car fixed and all that? And she was like, yeah, like, you can do that. You can work inside. And I was so thankful and so happy. I did it. I felt like I was much better at working inside than working the delivery driver, just because I'd answer the phone, like, hello, thank you for calling Papa John's. You know, like, I was on it, making the pizzas, like, getting them made fast, making sure everything was right. I really liked that part, and I felt like I was better doing that than doing delivery driving. And I had felt it. I was like, oh my god, I feel much better at this, and I like this better. I'm not scared. You know, it's like I can just come here, work, not have to constantly worry about my car and everything, and just work. After like a month of me working inside, kicking ass, I was gonna ask her and say, hey, you know, is it okay if I just stay inside? We never got to have that conversation. I will never forget the day that I was fired, because I got fired on my most favorite holiday of the whole year. Let me paint the scene for you, okay? It's Valentine's Day, all right? And we were slammed. We were so busy. I remember we had like heart-shaped pizzas, and, you know, we were writing messages in the pizzas, and it was busy. Valentine's Day is like, it's crazy. I don't blame people for not wanting to go out to a restaurant just because there's people everywhere. So I don't blame them. I maybe would just order a pizza myself too. We started running out of drivers, because the way it works is like, say Papa John's only has 6 drivers for the night, but we get in, you know, 12 orders while all those 6 drivers are gone. Those need to get out, remember? Because we only have that 30-minute window. Mallory politely asked me, hey, Catherine, will you be able to... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this part. Lord Jesus, how did I forget to mention this part? Okay. Run it back. I'm not the best at telling stories, but I'm trying to get better at it. I got a new car. Okay, about a week before Valentine's Day, I got a new car, and I really liked this car. I shouldn't have gotten this car in the first place, just because that's another story for another day. But I really like this car because I was like, oh my god, like this is my grown-up kitty car. It's all black. It has cream seats on the inside. You know, it has a sunroof. I just felt like more of an adult in that car. Like more of like, oh my god, I'm about to be 20-year-old Kitty in this car. You know, but I was still 19-year-old Kitty. But anyways, that was kind of like my thought process. So I got a new car and I was like, yo, I am not going to tell them I got a new car. I'm just going to park far away and hope that they don't see me. So I think they knew that I had a new car and they were like, what's going on? Back to it, Valentine's Day, we were super slammed and Mallory politely asked me,
Hey, Catherine, will you take a delivery?
and like my heart was just like, because in my heart, I truly didn't want to take this delivery. That's why I wanted to have the conversation with her of like, look, let me see if I can work on the inside. I really like doing the inside stuff and I don't want to ruin my new car. Like, I just spent all this money on this new car with my cream seats, okay? I don't want it smelling like pizza, too. I did not feel comfortable doing a delivery in my new car. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my new car. You guys did not give a shit about my old car, that it got ruined from driving it so much. You know, like, I don't want to ruin my new car just by running around pizzas all over the city. Like, I didn't verbally say anything, but I was just like, you know? So I was like, okay, I think I dodged that bullet. Another hour went by. And then another supervisor, we're going to call her Tammy. Tammy was like,
Hey, Catherine, can you take a pizza?
I said, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable. You have to set those boundaries. Like, no matter where you are in life, you have to set boundaries. And I was setting my boundaries, like, in the most respectful way possible. I get it. This is my job. So then another hour and a half goes by. I'm slaving away on the phones, like, making sure these pizzas are ready, but also super excited for my Valentine's Day night plans, because I was like, oh my god, I got my outfit ready. I already know what I'm going to do with my hair. Like, I was just so excited, because I had a party to go to. So I was like, oh my god, oh my god. The other supervisor, Tammy, is like,
Hey, Catherine, like, I need to talk to you.
and I was like, okay, whatever. So we go to the office. So we go to the office for this, but we couldn't go to the office for the interview. Okay. So anyways, we go to the office, door closes, and there's all these papers on the table, right? There are all these, like, documents and stuff. And she said,
I need you to sign all of these.
and I was like, okay. So I start looking at them, and they're all write-ups. Like, random write-ups. Like, oh, on November 12th, you didn't have the right shoes on, or like December 14th, you had your shirt untucked. It was just like all of these BS reasons to write somebody up. And then the last one that I signed, it said termination. And so I looked at it. I was like, termination? Are you terminating me? Tammy goes,
You told us no when we asked you to do something, and you can get fired for that.
I signed the paper, I gave her back the shirt, and I was like, okay, well, then I guess I'm out of here. I left, and one of the guys was like, where are you going? And I was like, I just got fired. He's like, wow, that's whack. Well, it was cool knowing ya, bye. Yeah, that was how I got fired from Papa John's. Pretty whack, honestly. I mean, to fire somebody because they didn't feel comfortable doing something. Like, I understand I was hired to be a delivery driver, but then, like, you know, things change. I think to anyone who gets fired out there, if you've ever been fired, it's not a really good feeling. You feel kind of, I think it's the word and, like, the action and, like, oh, you don't have a job now. It makes you feel like you really did something wrong. And most time when people get fired, it is for really doing something wrong, but it makes you feel like you're not a good worker or like you're not a good person, and that's not always true. I think sometimes people get fired for reasons that were like, come on, like, I think I could have gotten written up for saying no, not taking a pizza. I think that could have been a coaching moment, like a developing moment. I only eat Papa John's if someone else pays for the pizza, but other than that, like, never ever using my own money towards that place. The most important thing I learned from that situation is that you have to stay true to you. Never ever stray from being yourself and doing what feels right for you. I think for anybody out there who's in a job where you're doing things you don't feel comfortable, you can always voice how you feel. You can always voice how you feel. Sometimes it's not always going to land you in the best place. You could get fired, but I think it's better to stay true to yourself than to let your boundaries, be crossed just for a place that you work. It's not worth it. So yeah, that's my story. That's how I got fired from Papa John's. That was a long time ago. I mean, have y'all been fired from anywhere? If you've been fired, let me know. Where did you get fired from? What happened? Hope you all have a great night. Thanks for watching this tea time. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.